All right, people. So the same ideology that destroyed Europe and England is busy destroying Australia as well. And they're so lazy that they don't even try to change their tactics or hide their footsteps. They just do it in plain sight. In the name of multiculturalism, Australia is being ripped to shreds. Remember this? This judge gave less than 12 months of suspended sentence to this Iraqi refugee in Australia who raped a 14-year-old girl. Why did she do it? She did it because she did not want him to be deported, because under Australian law, if you are convicted of a crime that results in a sentence longer than 12 months, then you will be deported. Look at this woke judge. So she thought, oh, he doesn't need to be deported. So how about I just give him less than 12 months for sexually assaulting a 14-year-old girl? Well, this is why I have some hope for Australia, because I'm someone who's been watching what's been going on in the UK for 10 years at least. Why? Because I have interest in Islam, and there's no other country, at least in the English-speaking world, than the UK that is suffering in the hands of Islamists behaving badly. So that's why I was interested in the UK, and I've been watching it for a very long time. And I know that in the UK, this wouldn't even make a headline news story. Literally hundreds, thousands of such Islamist sex pests were not even given low sentences. The UK government actually covered it up, the infamous grooming gang scandal. So Australia is a little bit different, thankfully. So this case got national headlines and national uproar that has resulted in the prosecution appealing this low sentence by this woke judge. A light sentence given to an Iraqi refugee who sexually assaulted a teenage girl in Queensland is being appealed after the judge's decision sparked anger in the community. State Department General Deb Frecklington, who's also a woman, thankfully, confirmed on Monday she had instructed the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions to lodge an appeal against the decision by Toowoomba District Court Judge Deborah Richards. This woman. Sorry, this lady is the State Attorney General Deb Frecklington. She's the good one. Sorry, that's the judge. Let's see what she's complaining about here. Understaffed mental health services failing to address youth crime, judge warns. So she's saying that mental health services are failing to address youth crime. Woke judges. Child criminals with significant mental health problems are not being treated because of chronic staff shortages in Queensland. Children's Court President Deborah Richards has warned. So this judge let off this Iraqi abuser off the hook. So she gave him, Toowoomba District Court Judge Deborah Richards to give Salah Suleiman Alamuma, 29, a suspended sentence. She gave him a suspended sentence. So this good lady, State Attorney General Deb Frecklington, she's saying, I consider the sentence handed down to be manifestly inadequate. My thoughts are with the victim and her family. That's what we keep forgetting. These judges keep forgetting the victims. For some reason, they're always concerned about the mental health issues of the perpetrators, but never are concerned about the mental health issues of the victims, the mental turmoil the victims are going to go through. That they never care about that. I don't understand this, guys. I really don't understand that. I read a meme somewhere that is really remarkable, that within a century, we've gone from stringing up murderers and rapists to, oh, something must be seriously wrong with his mental health. That's why he committed that crime. His IQ is so low, he doesn't even understand what he did was wrong. I just don't understand that. Okay, so that was just one case. So there's good news. Let's hope that the prosecutor doesn't run into another woke judge who says, oh, you know what? 6 months sentence, not suspended, but 6 months custodial sentence. So he's not deported back to his shithole Iraq. Okay, so that's one. What's this? Middle Eastern thug slash boy 15 with machetes in Melbourne Park. Isn't that amazing? Melbourne was the winner of the most livable city in the world for 10 years in a row. From that to this, guys, I'm telling you, I am 42 years old. I have lived my entire adult life in Melbourne. I moved to Melbourne in 2003, nearly 23 years and exactly 23 years and 22 days ago. Okay, and oh boy, the Melbourne of the early noughties was completely different. The only crime we will ever hear about would be of underworld gangland warfare. That's it, which wouldn't concern ordinary people like us. So You know, Melbourne had this very robust bikie and underworld gang problem. But again, as I said, it wouldn't concern us. There would be no house break-ins. The only time when you would hear about drive-by shooting is when one gangbanger is shooting at another gangbanger. And that would also happen very, very rarely. Like I'm talking about 1 in 2 years, you'll hear something. But this is now happening every week. Every week. I have personally played you so many videos of African youth, as they like to call them, stabbing people in shopping centers in broad daylight. To this, a 15-year-old Aussie boy has been seriously injured after being attacked by a group of machete-wielding Middle Eastern thugs in a Melbourne park in Cranbourne, which is a southeastern suburb of Melbourne, about 40 k's out of the CBD. It's turned to shit, guys. It's a shithole. So our government is importing these sex pests, okay? Like this guy, sex pests, this guy. They have imported people from Africa and the Middle East who have no intentions of integrating and assimilating, and they have brought in their problems. And then on top of that, they are bringing in convicted ISIS terrorists some 10 years after ISIS was defeated. Check this out. So in addition to the ISIS brides, this ISIS doctor nicknamed as Dr. Jihad, is now coming back to Australia. But don't be surprised if he'll be practicing medicine too. You might run into him in your next GP appointment. Don't be surprised. This is what's wrong with these governments. It's the same people, guys. Surely they can't claim ignorance, but they try to hide behind procedures that, oh, look, we can't do anything. Really? You can't do anything about it? You really can't do anything about it?
You go over and fight for ISIS, say goodbye to Australia, then you come back to Australia, you'll be back in your home. You'll be back having your Vegemite toast and watching Bluey Quick Smart as soon as you get out.
If people feel a fear of Islamic violence, well, maybe it's because there's been over 35,000 Islamic attacks since 9/11. Maybe it's because 88 Australians died from an Islamic attack in Bali in 2002.
The total number is 135. Both in Australia is 25 Aussies have died at the hands of Islamic terrorists, and outside of Australia, 110. So that's 135 all up.
Another 4 died in 2005 from an Islamic attack. On Australian soil only since 9/11, 51 Australians have been killed.
You know, we've just seen that release from the Prime
Oh,
Minister.
really? He's saying 51 Australians have been killed. Oh, okay. I'll take that word. My research said 35. But I only conducted a 5-minute research on ChatGPT. So if he's saying 51, I'll take that word. I'm not surprised.
About Islamophobia. There is a curriculum that's going to be taught in our schools. But if our courts can't handle it, then what hope do our schools have?
The danger is radical Islam. More dangerous than white supremacists and all these other ugly idiots that are out there. The most fatal, the most dangerous is radical Islam. Don't try and play victim when really you're the aggressor.
And look at this. This is Karl Stefanovic. They got him sacked from Channel 9. And now I said this. I said, well, good luck. Good luck trying to stop him now, because now he's independent. He's not answerable to anyone. He is going to become your worst nightmare. These idiots don't get it. And on top of all of that, so it's the Islamists killing Australians, whether that's terrorism, whether that's stabbings, graping. On top of all of that, our worst prime minister in Australia's history, Anthony Albanese. This is what he's doing.
I'm very pleased to be here with the Special Envoy to combat Islamophobia, Aftab Malik.
Aftab Malik is another Islamist propagandist imported from the UK. He, again...
And to release his report, A National Response to Islamophobia. Australians should be able to feel safe and at home in any community.
Australians haven't... Well, no Muslim has been killed in Australia in an Islamophobic attack. But 51 Aussies have died at the hands of Islamists. Most recently, most notably, last year in December, less than 8 months ago, in Bondi. 15 Aussies were killed by Islamists. Yet here we are. We have these people. It's like the world is upside down, guys. How come only Muslims can achieve this? Only Islam can achieve this. They keep killing non-Muslims, yet they are the biggest victims. Fascinating behavior. Fascinating. I don't know. I think the future historians will be like, how did they manage this? How did they manage this? Only woke lefty politics could make this possible. How? It just doesn't make any sense. Imagine, even in the 50s or the 60s, imagine if a communist group had killed that many Australians, or that many Americans or Brits. It wouldn't have worked. The governments of the time would have brutally cracked down on the communists. But here is the other way around. Look what they're teaching in their mosques in the UK. Look at this. Listen to them.
Every Muslim should be ready, especially the youngsters. You know why? Because Islamophobia ain't going nowhere. It's going to get worse. And yeah, nobody really walks into, Small Heath, Sparkbrook, Aston. That's fine.
Those are Muslim areas in England. He thinks that Muslims have conquered those areas and nobody comes in. These so-called Islamophobes don't come in. Nobody goes there because they're scared, because this is how they behave in those ghettos. This is how they behave. Look at this. These normal white people are just walking by in Bradford.
Who's recording? Do not record me.
Who's recording?
Look at this. Oh my God. He should be deported for looking like this.
Record me.
Where's my camera?
Bro, I'm telling you.
Where's my camera?
Shut your mouth.
Where's my camera?
Do not record.
We're walking past, bro. Chill out. Chill out. Here. Chill out. No one's recording.
This is how they behave. That's why they don't go there, bro. And he's bragging here.
Because of our numbers. But you're not always going to be in these areas. You're going to be other areas. Every Muslim, firstly, every Muslim should be at least be able to throw a few and receive a few. And if you receive a few, tayyib.
Look at all these young Muslim men, they're listening. He's encouraging them to learn to fight. They have turned mosques into MMA fighting gyms. That's what they're doing. And then on the other hand, here, they're crying Islamophobia. The world is upside down, guys. The world is upside down. And look, they're not going to stop. They're not going to stop. We need to develop a political consensus in every single Western country. And the UK is in an urgent need of one. The UK is where all of this is going to go down. Okay, Australia, we might dodge the bullet. The numbers are not going to increase as rapidly because something is going to happen. Something's going to go down in the UK before anything goes wrong here. And hopefully at that time, our governments, even lefty governments, would say, okay, maybe we need to, do something about the Islamic problem. Maybe. And what do I mean by that? What do we mean by we need to do something about the Islamic problem? Everyone, even if you've been here for 2 generations, if you have been found guilty of any violent crime, deport. Look at this, guys. I was looking for something else, but I found this tweet. Total number of fatalities by ideology in Western Europe. Look at that. The first one, 10,000. Islamism. White supremacy is less than what? Less than 10. No, less than 100, I think. Incels, other Hinduism, Buddhism 0, Shinto 0, Christianity less than 10. Look at this. This is how they behave. They're in New York City. Look at this. Look how aggressive. And you know why they're behaving like that? It's because they think that they have a Muslim in charge who is emboldening them. Look at this. Look at this behavior.
I want to hear your story, and I want to hear about the drugs.
Why do you want to hear my story?
It's quite.
I'm not here to tell a story. I'm here to rule. Fucking rule.
I'm here to rule. He's going to rule the West with that face. They believe that, guys. They believe that because our politicians, I'm sorry to say, our politicians like this guy are cucks. They have a fetish. They have a fetish of being on their knees. Okay. And they want us to get on the knees like them too. But unfortunately, we're not like them. We're not like Anthony Albanese. We have pride. Yeah. We won't be ruled by this face or by this ideology.
I'm here to rule you, to rule Trump, to rule Elon Musk, to rule Netanyahu, to rule Jews.
Okay.
Yep.
Right.
We need to remind them who is in charge.
With that attitude,
It's a strange thing to say.
it's a very poor attitude.
You're a great guest. You're a great guest. In this country.
The left will tell you that these guys are fleeing persecution. Yeah? The left will tell you these guys are fleeing persecution. You're racist for not letting them in. America bombs their countries. I say America doesn't bomb them enough. That's what I say.
You're a great guest.
What guest?
Yeah, so you're a guest here, and you're saying
No,
you
I'm
want to
not
rule
guest.
us.
This is my land.
Is it? Is it? Okay, got it. Okay.
Like,
Just to confirm, you are staying in the hotel, right?
no,
You're not staying in the hotel.
I can stay in the hotel. I can.
I thought you were staying here.
You know, at some point we will be going home.
I'm home. That's it.
You'll be going back home soon, at some point.
No,
Yes,
it's
you
up.
Yeah, he'll be going home. Which is why, as I said, we need a political consensus. But that's not going to happen as long as we have these politicians in charge. He may want to live on his knees. We don't. So anyway, I was looking for that tweet that I posted about how to save the West. I can't find that tweet anymore. I laid out 7 points. I should be able to find that. Look at this. Some of the smart ones know something is brewing beneath the surface. Look at this. They know something's coming.
For a Muslim, you have no other option but to leave the UK and move to a Muslim country now, because your sisters, your mother, your wife, she isn't safe when she's going outside. Like if your mother, your sister, your wife is wearing the hijab, she wears niqab, she wears abaya, there is a risk she will get attacked. You can't be with her always. And imagine feeling uncomfortable every single time someone leaves the house. Like you cannot live comfortably knowing your family isn't safe. 5 years ago, it was like, come on, you should try to leave the UK, make hijrah, Muslim lands. 3
Hijrah is hijrah means migration, which is a very noble deed because Muhammad migrated. Well, he actually escaped in the dead of the night from Mecca to Medina, and then he raised hell for all non-Muslims in the region.
years ago, you should try. Now it's like you need to. It's so amazing that he has practically shown you in the last 5 years how things have become worse and worse, and only Allah knows how bad it's actually going to become. Like, you guys need to start planning for your get out.
Why are things getting bad for them, huh? Why is it getting worse? They will never, never, ever acknowledge their bad behavior. Never. So yeah, they will keep blaming everyone else, but they will never introspect. It's just not in their nature to do that.